Wow! I knew somewhat what we were getting in Daryl Morey. I knew a little bit of what we were getting. Well, not a little bit, a lot. One of the best execs in the league. But holy shit! That Horford trade to me is highway robbery. And that was kind of funny hearing other analysts be like, oh, maybe it wasn't good for, I believe that too for the first 20 games. I'm going to tell you all you analysts right now, he's garbage. One of the worst things I'd ever seen, because even if I was like, okay, for the position, backup center, he could have protected him. But that said, he's gone. Remarkably, he's gone. The born and outside the worst contract in the history of the Sixers franchise. I did not think that we could move it. I'll be real with you. I was talking with other fans on Discord servers, etc. And I did not believe for a second, for a millisecond, for half a second after talking with people at the trades, I did not believe that he could be moved. But see, here's the thing. NBA GMs look at players, look at things completely and totally different from what we do, and it takes one, although Sam Pissy did get some assets. It was an asset for asset trade, but in my opinion, we still won on the asset front. We still won on the asset front. So let me break down this trade in all of its details. So essentially the Sixers sent Al Horford, they sent Milik. Now apparently there would have been cap issues, we might not have been able to bring him over. Top European point guard, it would have been nice if we could have, honestly. No, seriously, that was one of our remaining European stats sets. It would have been nice to bring him to compete for that backup or combo role with Shake Milton. But if you're getting a Shake, if you're getting that, if you're getting anybody here, it doesn't matter anyway. Would have been nice though. It was a nice, I was thinking about him in the back of my head with the guard, the situation, was guard in the league, it's atrocious. This is the first dynamo to have to fall in order to fix that. Inexcusable disaster. So, you traded Milik, and you traded a loosely protected 2025 pick. In other words, a pick 5 years down the road. For a team that has Joe Embiid and Ben Simmons in the uniform. I'm just going to put that in context. I mean, I'm thankful to you, Mr. Presley. Thank you very much. But the Sixers franchise gave up very little. Now, if we didn't get anything in return, that still would have been okay. But it gets better. Danny Green is not hot, super hot, whatever. But here's the difference. Our Horford 15 minutes were irrelevant. Aside from the fact that he really couldn't provide anything off the bench, but if you're going to play 15 minutes off the bench, you need to score. You need to do something. And 9 points and 6 rebounds off your bench is pitiful. We were basically paying this guy like he should have been Boban Marjanovic, and he wasn't even close to Boban Marjanovic good on the offensive end. That's how bad that was. Never again with this confidence on offense will we ever think that a center could be a 6-man on some NBA team. That nightmare is gone. Whew. But Danny Green's 15 minutes, he'll be able to hit a couple of threes. He'll be able to play some good defense. He'll be able to bring a championship experience in the locker room. So Danny Green is not worth his contract either. But he's actually useful. I don't mind if you overpay someone as long as they're useful. And Danny Green is more useful than that Horford. That alone would have made it a win. But it gets even better. It gets better. I do not know how Daryl Morey was able to talk Tyrese Ferguson, a young 22, 23-year-old. He's become a little bit of a veteran now, but remember he was drafted as a high school kid, and he's developed into a 3-and-D wingman. So the Sixers acquired a lot of shooting in this trade, and they acquired youth in this trade while giving up a lightly protected pick 5 years from now. That is a godsend of a trade. That is the Best trade, no one could have imagined it. It was perfect in execution and what you needed to do. The first dynamite to fall. You might not even keep agreeing of Ferguson. They might be packaged together in a Zach LaVine, in a Buddy Hield, or in a James Harden. You'll just have to wait the James Harden thing out. The Rockets need to understand that what the Nets are giving them is shit. So if you wait that out in off season, Houston's going to come around and be like, you know what? If you're giving me a Matisse, if you're giving me a Josh, if you're giving me this, and that, you know what? That's better than what the Nets are offering. So if it's still a Harden plan for a trade, you have to wait a while. But if it's Zach LaVine or Buddy Hield or even both, imagine that. Don't get too high, but imagine that. All bets on those scenarios are completely on the table because they are more the fucking genius. But I want to undersell Elton Brand too. Like, Elton Brand had been aggressive. He had been a part of this in productive ways. I don't fault him for getting Jimmy. You just had to fire the clown. And Jimmy would have maybe probably stayed here. But I like Elton's ability to draft. And with Morey, that's just great. And then you have Doc Rivers. Basically, this front office is now one of the best front offices in the NBA. It's one of the best front offices in the NBA. And because of that, we are in prime position tonight to fix this team. So that we can compete with the Bucks. So that we can compete with the Raptors. So that we can compete with the Lakers. I don't know if we'll win or not. I just wanted to compete. Like Ben said at the end of the series, I don't want to feel that way again. Being swept by the Boston Celtics is simply unacceptable. Even if it meant getting the worst coach of franchise history out here, it's still up a bad sting in our mouth. To be swept by any team, the Boston Celtics, that's not happening anymore either. Good days and a good night, hopefully a phenomenal night. Hopefully by the time this night is done, we will have a parade on Ball Street. Maybe a premature one, but who cares? My Philadelphia natives, let's fucking go!